My name is Dave Dadun. I'm 47 years old and I'm a senior corporate attorney for Microsoft. I'm applying for this cooking show because I have a passion for cuisine and fine cooking. And while working for Microsoft, I've had the opportunity to live in Paris, France for 4 years. And during that time, I went to cooking school at Le Cordon Bleu. I also went to Alain Ducasse and also the Ritz Escoffier. In addition, I've had the pleasure of meeting some of Paris's best chefs, including Yannick Aleno of Le Maurice, Guy Martin of Le Grand Beaufort, and Bruno Doucet of Saint Regalade Honoré. I've also created a web blog called Le Best of Paris, and I've written a lot about the food scene in Paris, from the finest restaurants to the hottest bistros, to where you can get a baguette and really good croissant for just a little over €1. It is with my deep passion and love for cooking that my friends actually encouraged me to apply for this cooking show. Many of them have said they would prefer to come to my house for dinner if they had the opportunity to go out. I also really began my learnings in cooking, like many chefs, at the home, cooking with my mother, I was born in Casablanca, Morocco, and my father's family is also from Morocco. So I have a deep influence of Moroccan cuisine, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity to share some of that with you. I think the key ingredients for success in cooking are, first of all, passion, and it may sound a little corny, but frankly, love. I think you have to have love as a secret ingredient for cooking. And then, of course, focusing on the basics such as what's in season, local produce, local ingredients, and what's fresh. And I think all those things together are absolutely essential for making a fine meal, and I hope to share one of my favorite dishes with you later today. Thank you. So I'm in a small Paris kitchen. I'm going to make steak au poivre, which is a very simple dish. It involves steak right here, which is this is what's known as entrecôte, which is very similar to a ribeye. And the French steak is wonderful. It's grass-fed, as you can see, very red, organic, beautiful piece of meat. Then I have creme fraiche for the sauce, just a little bit of chopped parsley, parslel, French butter, and then some cognac that I'll use for a demi-glace, along with fleur de sel, poivre, and then some mustard to finish off the sauce. So let's begin. First of all, just going to grind some pepper, add a little fleur de sel, and then do the same on all, and then I'll start that. Okay, so you can stop. So again, I'm in a small Paris kitchen, so I don't have all the equipment that I normally would have. So I'm going to do with what I got. And so right now I have the pan. It's not on a fire stove, just a regular stove. Getting the pan hot. Add just a little bit of butter. A little bit of oil. Just a little. And then swish it around. Add just a little bit of butter. And then add the steak, and I will do that for about 3.5 minutes aside, and then flip it over, and then I'll top when the steak is done. Actually, I can do both steaks. When the steak is done, I will top it off in the oven and make the sauce. Another good way to do a steak au poivre is when you're grinding the pepper, to do it a little bit more in advance, just so gets that flavor. Alright, so we'll do that for about 3.5 minutes aside. Turn it over, and then we'll finish up and put it in the oven, and then we'll make the sauce. About 3.5 minutes, I'm going to turn the steak over, let it cook for about another 3.5 minutes aside, and then I'll top it off in the oven, make the sauce, which I'll show you next. So here we can just look at the steak. You can see it's nice and brown. One steak is a little bit thicker than the other. It might take a little bit longer. I like to cook the steak au poivre, which essentially means to the point in French, or medium rare. You'll never go to a French restaurant and get a steak medium well. At least any good French restaurant, they'll actually refuse to cook you a medium well or even a medium steak. Au poivre is about as well cooked as it will be. Oftentimes you'll get steak saignant or bleu, and that's rare to barely even cooked at all. So we'll cook that for a little bit more, and then we'll make the sauce. Okay, this steak I'm going to take off. Let them sit there just for a minute before I put them in. Now I just want to get the excess fat out of here. Now to make the demi-glace, add the cognac. Normally on a flame stove, you get the nice flames. I don't have a match, so I'm just going to do it this way for now. Now I'm going to add a little bit of veal stock. Put this in. Okay. Now, here's the creme fraiche. Beautiful creme fraiche. Look at that. Got this at the fromagerie earlier today on Rue Claire. Add that creme fraiche in. Now I'm going to stir that sauce up. And then we'll use the butter at the end. Because as in all good French cooking, you use butter, especially for the sauce. So here we are, we're just gonna get this sauce nice and creamy and smooth. You can see how well that creme fraiche works, better than whipping cream, like you would usually use in America. You can add actually a little bit more. I'll probably add a little more veal stock. You can see how the veal stock will ultimately reduce with the creme fraiche, but it gives it a nice creamy consistency, so it's not too thick. This isn't quite ready. I'm just tasting. It's really the creme fraiche with the veal stock that makes the sauce. Okay, so we're going to let that just simmer for a bit, and then we'll finish up. So you can see the sauce is just about done. I'm going to take the steak out of the oven. You can see I have some nice stock from the steak. So I'm going to add that in there. It'll give it even some more flavor. Now I'm going to add a little bit of Dijon mustard. That really gives it the finishing taste on a steak au poivre. Perfect. And now for the finishing touch, just a little bit of butter. Voila. I'm done. Now we're going to serve the steak. So the steak, let me get this. Voila. There is my steak au poivre. And let's serve it up. Okay, turn it off for a sec. So with any good steak au poivre, you need a good Bordeaux. I have a Saint Julien, and it's a nice way to top off with the meal. Normally with steak au poivre, I would have probably a gratin dauphinois, which is similar to scalloped potatoes, or you could have mashed potatoes. But we're just having this just this way tonight. And bon appetit.